so long. Okay, yes, we're live.
We're live. Welcome back to our last breakdown for Big Brother 19. We have been on a bit of a hiatus for the past few weeks because I went on vacation and then when I got back, I was super busy working and Lindsay was working. And so now we figured rather than try and squeeze one in right before the finale, why don't we do it post finale? So here we are, post finale. We're not going to talk about the weeks that we haven't covered. We're just going to get right into the finale because, to be honest with you, this was my favorite episode of the whole season, this episode, because it was just so Big Brother is what it was. And so I guess we'll just get into it. So Big Brother, the final three were Paul and Josh and Christmas. Paul won part one of the last HOH, and then
the final three were Paul.
We see Josh win part two, just by like the skin of his back, really, because he only beat Christmas by 7 minutes. And then Josh goes on to win the final HOH, and he brings Paul with him. Were you surprised by him bringing Paul with him to final HO or final two? I was surprised.
I wasn't surprised because I think he's smart and he knew that Paul was not playing a very good game in the end, like that the social game wasn't as strong, and Christmas really was liked. That being, and I liked it because it was like good and gave it anyway. But I was surprised that Christmas voted Paul instead of Josh. So I think that they probably as much as they're friends, they probably knew he just was like, I'm gonna go this way. So it was interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I was a little surprised because, leading up to it, we saw Josh talking about if I cut Paul now, this is gonna be the biggest move of the game. And I really thought he would go for the jugular, cut him, and see if he could win against Christmas, given that he was so prepared for the questions and the speech. And I think he delivered in comparison to Paul, and I think Paul totally agreed as well. We saw him answering those questions, and he was just I was like, where was this Josh all season? He was answering them spot on. He was strong in his answers.
Mm-hmm.
He was laying out strategically how he played the whole game, and I was like, wow, you deserve to win right now.
Oh, and then when it was revealed and they showed Josh they showed Paul being the puppet master, but Josh being the I was in an alliance, here's what's going on. I love that because it was Paul was so shocked and didn't think Josh was capable of it, and it was oh crap. I think he knew then that he was in real trouble. And it was that was my favorite part of everything, because I kind of just thought oh my goodness, he got screwed and he knows he did. And he's it's kind of a coward move, and but well, whatever. It's Big Brother. He played, and you played a vocal game to everybody, and the reality is he exposed your game every time somebody walked out, and then they had jury to talk about it.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree with you. Paul underestimated the power of jury management this season. He was really good at manipulating everybody in the game, as they showed to the jurors in that small recap where he was saying he was the puppet master. He was good at manipulating. He was not happy about being called out for being a bully in the questioning. But I think that honestly, I think Paul knew he lost after all the questions were done and they both answered their respective questions, and before they started their final speech, Josh looked over to Paul and tried to take his hand and give him a little bit of brotherly support because they'd been friends all this game. And Josh didn't want to Paul didn't want to have anything to do with it. He didn't want to touch him. He was brushing him off no. He did it 3 separate times after the questions. And I think that he knew in that moment after those speeches were done and saw how well that Josh presented himself and presented his game.
And he also knew that when they were doing the count and it came to Elena, it was Elena, Mark, and then Cody, and he knew. He knew right then he lost.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Big Brother Ant, though, who said
Oh,
um,
and
Josh was told he would have swept the jury with Christmas next to him and won. So do you think that that's true, or do you think Christmas would have had like? Because I personally think it was better this way because it was like a nail biter. Like I kind of like that part of it.
yeah, I like the on your edge part of it too, not knowing which way that Alex and Jason were going to go. I basically, after Alex and Jason revealed their votes, saying that they were voting for Josh to win, I knew that Josh had won. I don't think Paul knew at that point. I think he was still banking on potentially Elena or Mark giving him that vote. However, in answering your question, because I'm kind of skirting around it, I think if he took Christmas, I think honestly it would have been just as close, to be honest, because a lot of people were saying in the jury roundtable that Christmas had brought along because she had the broken foot and she had the pity card kind of thing. Um, However, she did play a strong social game. As much as she won her HOH competitions from them being thrown to her, she did have a strong social game. The fact that everybody trusted her, everybody thought that they could confide in her. And I think that it would have been pretty split for Christmas and Josh. Do you agree, or do you think it would have been a landslide for Josh?
I really don't know. It was I'll be honest and say I found this season really tough, and so I didn't watch like as much. But I think that like she she did play, and I think she was so positive though. I mean, like people always want the villain to kind of sometimes take it. Big Brother Ann said Paul wore the same shirt, sat in this exact same spot, and lost it by the same vote last year, and that's like a tough thing too. Like
Mm-hmm.
my thing is that like I thought he seemed like a sore loser. Like he just seemed fussy and upset and like, like my niece or nephew would behave if they didn't get their way. Like it just seemed a little bit, well, they're very well behaved, I should add that. They're perfect and can do no wrong. But I just kind of feel like it just seemed like, it's a game and I get it and you played, but he was very like offended, and then he sent this Instagram photo out saying I'm not a bad person, I never meant to make a racist comment, I never meant to make a military comment and like run Cody, like he just it feels like it's very personal to him, and I know it was obviously very personal to Josh too, but Josh seemed like personal because he like wanted to win the game, and he's taking it as like this like slight against his character, which I don't know. Anyway, I thought that Paul just seemed like a baby, and like so and just like even when Julie was speaking to him, I thought he was obstinate and like childish. I didn't like that, and I wouldn't want him see him play again. Like I'm good.
Yeah, no, I think that it's really hard, like in the moment, to separate like yourself as a person from yourself in Big Brother.
Yeah.
Especially at like I feel for him. I really did when he was sitting there and he knew and he was saying over to himself again and again, not again, not again, not again, not again. Like he knew the minute Elena put in her vote for Josh that he was done.
Yeah.
And he's saying not again. I did feel for him because he did play a good game. Like despite the fact that he got everybody to rally against house guests and make them feel outcasted and the hurtful
And he
comments.
wasn't on the block, and he played like well, and he did a good game, and that counts. But and he was a bit of a puppet master.
I think that he would have won had he, in the goodbye messages, owned up to his game. I think that it would have been more respected from Jason and Alex's
I agree.
if they had if he had said, "I'm sorry, guys. Like, I know that I played you, but I've been playing this season for me as number one from the very beginning. I've played everybody. You're not the only person I've played. Um, and I hope that you respect my game move." If he had have said that in his goodbye messages instead of lied in his goodbye messages, like outright lied, like, um, oh, what did he say to Jason? He said, I don't know what happened or something. Like Like he acted like he didn't know what happened when he had orchestrated the whole thing. If he had have just been honest to those two players specifically, because I don't think he had Mark and Elena and Cody. Mark, Elena, and Cody would never have voted for Paul to win. That's just for sure. But however, I think Alex and Jason might have potentially been able to make more of a case for him in jury had they respected his game a little more and maybe swayed some of like the personalities like Mark and Elena, not Cody, because we know Cody never in a million years would vote for Paul. But I think if he had Alex and Jason on his side, he would have won. But he played the jury wrong. He played the game right, but he played the jury wrong. So, and we all know that jury in itself is a big part of the game. Like those are the people voting to give you this $500,000, right?
Yeah.
So, but I do like I did respect his game. He did a really good job this season, like being a vet, even with the advantages that he had.
Did.
A lot of people are saying all production gave him a lot of advantages. Even with those advantages, he still could have been out on a double eviction. Like production.
No, it's true. It's true. And okay, can we talk about Big Brother? Ant has a lot to say about this, it seems. About this blue light, Cody getting America's Favorite Player, because I think that's a huge part of this conversation.
Yeah. So we'll go on to that. So Cody got America's Favorite Player, and the question that's on hand right now is, did he get it because he was actually America's Favorite Player, or did he get it because he had a lot of Jessica, rallying for him on Twitter, like having this huge Twitter following because she was very active with the Big Brother community once she got out. And she, on top of that, met some of the Big Brother alumni post and was really rallying for Cody to get this America's Favorite Player. And so there's that. And then there's the fact that Paul was so disliked this season. So did we do it to stick it to Paul? Did we do it because Jessica had a big influence? Or did we do it because Cody was truly our favorite player?
Okay, so can I? Okay, go. Sorry.
Answer it. What do you think?
Well, I had a conversation. So there are like, I work in publishing, and there are like 80% women and 10% gays. And I call them my gays, so it's fine. Like 10% gay men and then 10% men. And all the gays, they love Big Brother. And so every morning we all, like after Big Brother, we all run to the copier machine and make our coffee together and talk about Big Brother. So David, this amazing guy, like I adore, he's an editor. We were talking about Big Brother, and he said, Cody winning America's Favorite Player is a Trump presidency vote. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this is the America that we live in today. Like shitty people getting rewarded for poor behavior. And I was kind of like, holy crap. I even had goosebumps. Like, I was like, what a thing to say. And he's like, that's how that country operates. Now, I will say, I think Cody, I don't even know, like, I've always said this, like, why he even played this game. And I'm glad he had Jessica. And if he didn't have Jessica, he would hate his life. But I do think, like, he seemed to like calm down and all that. So that was kind of good. But I don't know. Like, what do you think about that statement? Because I don't know how the heck this happened. And maybe it was Jessica. Maybe it was, but like they were kind of like a villain couple. And like most votes ever. And I'm like, really? Were people watching this? Because I stopped watching. And I'm pretty sure you did not get as invested this season because it was so much negativity. And so like that's like, it didn't surprise me when somebody like that wins because it was such a crap season. And like the whole season was horrible until that last 15 minutes of last night, in my opinion, because I thought it was like just kind of a crummy season of people picking on each other. And if you didn't want to play Big Brother, why be there? And he's like, doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, nothing in your country makes sense right now. So I don't know, like that kind of like surprised me a little bit. What do you think?
I think that, honestly, I think it was a mixture of the, okay, you were allowed 20 votes a day to vote. first of all. So it was 20 votes a day. That's why they got so many votes. So if you're going on there and you're a super fan and you're standing Jessica and Cody as a couple and as a villain and really not liking Paul, and you're faithfully giving your 20 votes a day, every day, 20 votes, 20 votes a day, 20 votes a day. And if, on top of that, you're having this like huge, like, do it, do it, do it. Let's see their faces when Cody wins. Let's see how they react, because that was part of it.
Yep.
And the sucky part of this is that they didn't even show how everybody reacted. They showed Cody and Jess's reaction. They didn't show anybody else's reaction for Cody winning. So anybody that was voting for Cody for the fact to stick it to the rest of the house guests they didn't like, which was the majority of the house this season, it didn't work out quite well. I personally would have voted for Kevin had I had the zip code.
Oh, I would have voted for Kevin too.
I would have gave my 20 votes to Kevin. I don't think I would have gone on every day to give it to him, but I probably, if I went on to do it, because I tried to vote for him, but you have to have your zip code, and I don't have an American zip code. I suppose I could have made it up, but I'm not that person. So I would have voted to 20 times for Kevin, and then I would have felt okay with that. So anyway, long story short, I think that's how we got the most votes ever, is because you were allowed to vote 20 times a day. And I think we're living in an age of that, you know, the internet and phones and reality TV in general has just really blown up to a point that people think they can say and do whatever they want on the computer screen and have no like
consequences.
No consequence, and nothing will ever happen to them because they're behind the computer screen.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we've turned into this, like really into this society that's kind of like feeding on negativity right now, because if you go on Twitter, there's so much of it.
It's just a garbage fire of negativity, and it's sad. It's sad. And it's sad that it infiltrated into the house. And you know, I think I wish. Well, okay, here's my question, because we're going on almost half an hour here. But my question is do you think the celebrity one will be different because these people like, or do you think they're just more high maintenance and in there? Like, I don't know how that, because let's be honest, like, who's going to do it? Who's going to be like,
it's going to be, so celebrity people that are going to go on are probably going to be D-list celebrity people that are celebrities in their own right.
It's going to be like Andy Dick, and like it's going to be like somebody like.
I don't think, from what Dick says, he'll never go back on. I don't think it's going to be like All Stars. I think it's going to be like actual celebrities.
No, I'm not saying evil Dick. I'm saying Andy Dick.
Oh yeah,
like it's going to be like that D-list Janice Dickinson, one person from Teen Mom. Like it's going to be like that. And maybe the one person I think they might put on for a celebrity is Frankie.
Yeah, maybe.
He was there last night, and he's kind of had, not that, I would say like in the last couple of years, he's had a good, you know, he does more, and he's like on Hollywood. So like he could be considered a celebrity, and that could be a way to get back on it. I don't know if he would do it again, because I think like his star is like kind of, I don't know if it's like rising. I think it's probably like, but and like, would they have somebody from Survivor and that's a celebrity, or like what would, I'm very curious. Or is it going to be like, I don't know, like somebody from 98 Degrees, or it's like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like they Dancing with the Stars, Big Brother.
Yeah, I don't know, because they do it in the UK all the time.
I've seen them do it, and it has been like Canadian, US people, and it's always like that teen mom girl Farrah, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like a porn star like Jenna Jameson, and I'm very curious to see. I mean, I'm definitely tuning in winter Big Brother, and then we get to have February or whatever it is, like Canadian Big Brother, summer, winter. We get 3 seasons.
I know. It's so funny because my husband, he knows during Big Brother season, 3 days a week. Sorry, hun. Like it's Big Brother.
Sorry,
And
hon.
when Big Brother Canada is on, it's even worse because I'm like feeding all the time.
Oh gosh, I know.
He knows for 3 months he's like, see you later, love you. And now I told him there's one in between Big Brother US and Big Brother Canada, and I'm like, sorry. Um, but I'm so looking forward to it. I'm curious to see who they're going to have on. I'm curious to see what the prize is going to be. How hopefully it is like the UK and it's only 4 to 5 weeks. It's usually a
It
small.
probably will be. Like they can't go for 3 months. Big Brother Aunt said they won't use anyone who has been on Big Brother UK, so that eliminates Frankie, Jenna, and Farrah.
Mm,
So and like they're probably right. Like, but I promise you, there's gonna be one teen mom person. Like you just know, I'm
yeah,
very excited. It's gonna be somebody from friggin' what's that horrible The Real World. Like it's
yeah.
gonna be that kind of.
But the thing is they have to be careful with who they choose from other networks because I know with The Bachelor, like when you're on The Bachelor, I think they not own you, but like they own you in a terms of like you're not allowed to do anything non-Bachelor related for the first year after.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And I'm pretty sure it works like that for Big Brother too. Like they
The
base.
only person I'd want back from Big Brother is Jeff. But Jeff won't do it because he's got a baby at home and he's not going to do that. He's definitely not going to do it because he's like a news anchor. Yeah, no, he's not doing it. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm sure it's going to come out soon because it's almost October, so we're going to know very soon. And then
um
we'll have to make a pool. Um,
yeah,
we're going to have to uh,
these celebrities, because if they're like D-list people I've never heard of, I'm gonna have to actually like research what they do.
if they're D-list celebrities you never heard of, I've definitely heard of them. I'm very excited.
But like in the UK, they don't just do celebrities per se. They do like models and like.
Yeah, maybe they'll put someone from like Amazing Race or I don't know. I'm very curious.
I am too. I'm
But
super
it's not
excited.
like obviously Denzel Washington's not walking in, or it's going to be somebody who was like a star as a kid and isn't it any, like I'm just we'll see. I'm very curious, but mark my words, I don't like they're like making it such a big hype and everyone's like and it's going to be like, well, I don't know.
And they have.
It would
Listen,
be
imagine
amazing if they had like Nick Carter, but they won't.
I was gonna say Aaron Carter because
Oh
he's
no,
trying.
he's having a little bit of a difficult time.
No, but he's trying so hard to get like I think back in the spotlight whatever way he can. But imagine if he was on.
Yeah,
I'd
he would
love.
be amazing, but he was literally I was looking at TMZ before we got on this and the cops rushed to his house because they thought there was a suicide. Like he's having a situation right now. That would be the
Yeah.
world's worst. You know what? Can I just say like quickly, like for our viewers, like I really would like Britney Spears to do this, but she that would be the best thing ever, but she'll never do it.
Oh my goodness.
She'd be so
Okay, well,
sassy, I would love it.
I think that wraps up our finale night.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. Thanks for anybody that tuned in live, to anybody that tunes in after the fact. Thanks for that as well. We appreciate every viewer that we see logs on and views us. We'll be back again, as we just said, for Big Brother Celebrity US. I'm so excited. And then, of course, for the grand return of BB Can 6, we're really pumped to see what's going to go on with that. So until next time, guys, see you later.
Bye.